What the heck, Ouija? Where is everyone? Why do all the computers say it all comes together? Why is that a screensaver? Nothing's coming together.
Okie dokie.
Huh? What's that you got there, Ouija? A dossier?
Yahoo!
The Aloha Project. What the fuck does that mean?
Hey peeps, this is Tripl-L, and today I'm here to bring you a Pokemon related video. A Pokemon video that's been a few days in the making. The one that I sort of promised when I started talking about the Alola forms. Top 10 Alola forms that I would very much enjoy to have in Pokemon Sun and Moon. This is a video pretty much just based and running off of my fanboy speculation and hopes and dreams. I am pretty much just talking about which of the Pokemon Alolas, or which one I would very much love to see in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Before this video, I made two other videos pretty much explaining what I interpreted to be the mechanisms behind the Alola forms. One mechanism is a Darwinian evolution based mechanism, which I saw prevalent in Vulpix and Sandshrew, to name a few. And the other was a more Eevee-like evolution that I thought was present in Executor. So if you'd like to see any of those videos, here they are on the screen. Please enjoy, and then come back to this video, because I'm going to be using these methods to justify which Pokemon I think are going to be getting what. Anyway, let's just get right into this. Alola forms, new iterations of past Pokemon. A ground type goes to Ice Steel, a fire type becomes a full-on ice. They're the coolest new thing in Pokemon Sun and Moon personally, at least that's what I believe. And now I'm going to be talking about the ones that I hope happen. Okay, now some disclaimers. I do want to point out that because kind of a pattern that the Alola forms are only affecting Gen 1 Pokemon, I'm going to be limiting this list to Gen 1 Pokemon. And another thing is that with the advent of Alola Raichu, we now see that Game Freak really doesn't care. They just want to make cool typings for old Pokemon. So it's pretty hard to predict what's going to happen. So this video is really just for fun. Anyway, let's just get right into this. Number 10, and I'm cheating a little bit here, but Venusaur and Blastoise. Now, let's just clear the room of the giant elephant. Yes, I am aware that Venusaur and Blastoise got Mega Evolutions. And yes, you might be willing to say they're most likely not going to get Alola forms because they already have some kind of revision in their system. But Charizard has 2 Mega forms. So as far as it goes when it comes to Game Freak, I think they can do whatever they want. I think they don't want to be predictable. So Venusaur and Blastoise, I actually think they would have an Executor type Alola form, where their pre-evolutions would be normal, and then when they evolve into their final forms, they might end up having something radically different. And in particular, these two I picked because Venusaur, I feel, the same way Executor was affected by strong sunlight, I feel that Venusaur could also be affected by strong sunlight and maybe develop a different plant on its back. Maybe just adapt to its environment a bit more. And for Blastoise, Alola seems to be a beautiful region in terms of water. Maybe Blastoise turns into a more flamboyant shellfish Pokemon. Maybe he just, I don't know, gets more elaborate patterning. In terms of typings, since they're taking the Executor method of the evolution, at least from what I'm assuming, then there's a good chance that they might have a more exotic typing. Think Ghost, Dragon, Psychic even. I think, for some reason I am particular to Blastoise becoming a Dark type, but I really don't know for these two. Number 9, and still cheating, Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Okay, so look, this is what I'm thinking. Nidoking is a monster of a Pokemon. It is the Godzilla, effectively, of Pokemon. When someone thinks Pokemon, they think Nidoking. It's one of my personal favorites. So what I'm thinking is happening is, again, the Executor method of Alola forms. Nidoran, Nidorino, Nidorina, they will all remain to their original forms, but then when they evolve into the Nidos, then maybe they will adapt to a new particular typing. I think having a situation where Nidoking develops the fire typing, just to make him an actual Godzilla, make him breathe fire and make him get bonus from breathing fire, I think would be so cool. And then also with Nidoqueen actually maybe developing ice typing just because of her general color, I think that would be excellent. I would very much enjoy this kind of scenario for the Nidos, especially because like these guys have been around so long, and I feel they do deserve some sort of revision. And I think seeing a tribal Nidoking and a tribal Nidoqueen would be interesting. Maybe they would adopt more kind of like tiki-like decorations. Number 8, Horsey. Okay, Horsey. So this is another Alola form that I am assuming is going to happen based on the fact that this Pokemon was brought in by immigrants and is now living in the waters of Alola and maybe develop something else. In terms of what I think could happen in its typing, you know, because it's in a water environment, it automatically kind of suggests what kind of predators it'll be facing. So if Horsey became, even if Horsey was to adopt its dragon typing earlier, because we know it has dragon in its potential because it becomes Kingdra. If Horsey was to adapt the dragon typing sooner, I think that'd be totally fine with me. Or for an even more outrageous one, if Horsey was to adapt a grass typing, because we've seen a lot of seahorses that kind of blend in with aquatic plant life. I think it'd be pretty interesting for pretty cute Pokemon. Number 7, Butterfree. Now, Butterfree is one of the Pokemon that was originally in one of the leaks that has been floating around. In the leak, it said, I believe, it would become a bug psychic typing. I actually think that typing would be okay for Butterfree. I think having bug psychic would be a nice typing for Butterfree. So let's see that. Let's actually see Butterfree get this kind of lease on life. Number 6, Vileplume. Okay, so Vileplume. I don't think it will be taking the Vulpix method of Alola form. I think it will be something that triggers at moment of evolutions, possibly the same way Executor does, the way Raichu does, and it will be adopting a new typing along with its grass. I think grass Pokemon are very likely to have this kind of Alola form being triggered by the region. I'm not sure what kind of typing I'd like to see. Vileplume is already a grass poison type. Maybe it will drop the poison type, maybe it will gain a psychic type, maybe it would gain, I don't know, a dragon typing because Executor happened. Yeah, I'm not too sure about the typing, but I do feel that it would have a different flower on its head. Number 5, Urbok. Okay, so Urbok. Fun fact, Urbok's already kind of a regional variant. You see, across regions, the sprites for Urboks would always have a kind of different patterning on their crest. Since Urbok already has this precedence for regional variation, I think it would be a good time to just make Urbok an Alola form. I think it might have a tree snake like approach to its design. Maybe it becomes a grass type. I believe I've heard this idea before in another video, and I like it a lot. I think a grass fighting, just because I feel like this kind of tree snake would be better at constricting, so it's a bit more physical. So a grass fighting type for this new Urbok. Yeah, it'd be weird because Urbok doesn't have any hands, but hey, it can wrap around you. Number 4, Tentacool. Okay, so Tentacool, it's another Pokemon that I feel is going to be affected by living in the waters of Alola. And, you know, honestly, this is what I'm thinking. If I'm going to be surfing in Alola, I would very much rather my 8 out of 10 encounters, I would rather it be an Alola Tentacool than regular old Tentacool. Is that too much to ask? I mean, geez. Anyway, Tentacool, because it has to survive against Bruxish, and we know that Bruxish is a water psychic, I would very much love a scenario where Tentacool either develops a kind of dark typing in order to counteract Bruxish's psychic, or if it develops a general electric typing. You know, usually people think a jellyfish, they think it shocks you, even though it is poison. But still, if that idea carried through with Tentacool and it adopted to water electric, that'd be pretty cool. I think Tentacool adopting a typing that could potentially fend off all the other water Pokemon in Alola would be a pretty smart move. Number 3, Snorlax. Okay, the reason I'm going with Snorlax is very much because there's already been a variation in Snorlax, the Snowman Snorlax. I very much love the idea of these guys. Give Snorlax the ice typing. We have a bunch of others that already got it. Just seeing a giant snowman like Snorlax, I think would be cute beyond reason. Man, like, why not? Let's have this guy just be a giant cold cat thing. Yeah. This is pretty simple. That was a pretty simple one, but I'm really excited for it. Number 2, Scyther. Okay, Scyther. I had to put Scyther on there. It's one of my personal favorites, so naturally I'm going to talk about it. Now, I think because Scyther is a bug type, it would be liable to these kind of adaptation changes in Alola, especially if it's flying around trees. And I think pretty much bugs are the fastest species to evolve. Wait, let me correct that because there's a lot wrong in that statement. No, bugs evolve faster in real life just because they go through life faster. Anyway, whatever, that's irrelevant. Pokemon, Scyther, yes, I would very much love to see it adapt to the Alola environment. Maybe it has to fight off some birds. Maybe it develops like a kind of bug electric typing. Oh man, can you imagine if Scyther had like electric saws on its sides? Man, I'd be totally into that. What else could it do? Could it? Oh, maybe it could develop shovels and just toss rocks at birds. Anyway, Alola Scyther, I would very much love this to happen. I don't know how it would handle with Scizor, but since Scizor is kind of being coated by metal, maybe it won't matter. Maybe Scizor will keep being Scizor even if you have an Alola Scyther. I think that'd be a really interesting approach to an Alola form. And finally, we're here. The number one Pokemon that I think are gonna get Alola forms. The Eeveelutions. Okay, hear me out on this, right? We've seen how drastically Alola has changed other Pokemon. There is no way that the Pokemon known for having the most unstable makeup is not gonna be affected by this. There just can't be no way. Now, mind you, we have seen Eevee kind of in its normal state and then evolving into an Umbreon. And you know, now I'm really starting to question whether or not Game Freak is lying to us in some regards, but that's for another video altogether. No, Eevee. If you notice what happens in Alola forms, especially, we had Raichu, Executor. They are evolutions that happen with a evolutionary stone. I very much think that this Alola form change, the one that affects Raichu, the one that you can have a regular Pikachu evolving into Alola form Raichu, I think there's a connection with the evolutionary stones. So I want to believe that if you use an evolutionary stone on Eevee in particular, it's going to affect it to the point where the Eeveelutions get affected by the Alola mechanism. So here's what I'm thinking. You know, if the Eeveelutions get the Alola forms, let's give them some pretty cool typings. Maybe Vaporeon adopts to Poison type. Maybe Flareon. I see, this is the fun thing. When it comes to the more immediate Alola form change, they can have way more radical type changes. So if one of the Eeveelutions gains a Dragon subtyping, that would be cool. If Jolteon gains, like, say, a Ghost typing, again, very cool. If Flareon gains a Psychic typing, again, super cool. These would be some pretty good revisions for Eevee, and I think it would make sense for why Eevee's being showcased in the Pokemon Sun and Moon trailer so much. So I very much think Eevee of all the Pokemon has the most potential if they actually decide to pursue an Alola form with Eevee. Anyway, we're at the end of the video. It's a pretty long video. By the end of it, I'm gonna have to edit it down. But hey, guys, let me know what you want. Let me know which Pokemon you hope get Alola forms. But anyway, till next time, peeps. Have a good day.